My name is Rob Green Sands. I'm the Executive Director of the Pamela Rose Institute. We're a nonprofit based in Washington, North Carolina, and we promote wellness and resilience building programs for women veterans. And we do so at our Rose Haven Center of Healing, which is located 3 blocks from the Pamela River in the historic district. We have half an acre of healing gardens, soon to be finished, renovated 1892 farmhouse, which we'll use for a retreat house and meeting places and classes, and then a rustic barn that we're going to be renovating right after that is finished, turning that into a community center and a maker space for artisans. But I'm coming to you right now from our healing gardens, and I'm sitting on the edge of what will soon be our garden labyrinth. A garden labyrinth is a mindful experience where you get into the labyrinth and you walk the pathways up and down until you reach the end, and then you come back and do it again going the other way. Usually it's a circle, but we didn't have enough space for a circular space, so we created a oval-shaped garden labyrinth, and we were fortunate enough to have donated to us lots of telephone poles. And so the telephone poles are going to be the boundaries of the pathways, and we'll stagger them, and we'll have spaces in between the telephone poles, and we'll put aromatic herbs like lavender and rosemary. We'll put perennials and some shrubs, and probably fold in some gardening or some produce as well. So when you're walking the labyrinth and being mindful and in the moment, you will also be able to take part in much of what our healing gardens have to offer. So that's all about the labyrinth, and I'm introducing it, sort of. A lot of people know that we're already doing it, or trying to, because they drive by here every day, but this has been a passion for me for the last 2 to 3 years of putting a labyrinth in, because I think it's such a great use of garden space, a healing exercise, one that reduces anxiety and stress, and you can't find a better place than our Center of Healing and the nature that abounds and surrounds us to have a labyrinth put in. So that's our mission, one of the last ones for the garden, and we'll keep you updated on our progress. We're naming our garden labyrinth the Emily Carefoot Garden Labyrinth. And we started our healing gardens about 3 years ago, and Emily Carefoot was a visiting nurse, or a nurse that travels, a traveling nurse, and she just lived a couple blocks away, and she was one of the first volunteers that we had that started helping me with the gardens. She came pretty regularly for about a year. She's now in the PhD psychiatric nurse program through the University of New Mexico, and she told me not too long ago that she credits where she's at right now and going into the profession that she's in, part and influenced by her working here at the center and the population that we serve. So there is no better person at all than Emily to have this labyrinth named after. So we are so proud to name it the Emily Carefoot Garden Labyrinth. As I said, we're about 3 blocks from the Pamela River, and we're always picking up a nice breeze in the afternoon off of the river. And as we look around the healing garden, you can see there's plenty of shaded areas to beat the heat in the summer. Real quick, our raised bed produce garden over there, and our in-ground bed we're putting in here. You can see the renovated house and the barn in the distance. So this is our labyrinth, and I can't wait for it to start to take shape. Our labyrinth backs up to our tree of life, which is one of the iconic symbols here at the center. So pecan tree that fell in a hurricane 8 years ago, but for some miraculous reason the root bulb is still connected, and so it grows horizontally now instead of vertically. It's May 7th, and you can see it's already leafing out as one of the trees providing nice shaded canopy during the hot summer. And our garden labyrinth is in an area that is also shaded by the Tree of Life's sister pecan tree, which did not get knocked down in that hurricane. So it does provide shade and comfort during the summer or when it's hot. And as you can see, our pathways, we're going to be measuring 40 inches across, which will be sufficient for wheelchair access. And when we're all said and done, each of these pathways will have a hard surface for wheelchairs and other means to get around. Our labyrinth measures approximately 100 feet in length and close to 30, a little bit over 30 feet in width. And we're going to put in 8 pathways plus a center area with a fountain, a place to relax on your way through or on your way back.